Hello everyone, I am bringing you today a recipe that I learned a long time ago. When I first saw it, I thought apple and cheese, but it is really a great bread. But you got to try it out for yourself. Let's get started. We're going to start off with 2¼ cup of all-purpose flour. I'll tell you, this flour gets everywhere. I think it's snowing in here. All right. We're going to add 1/2 teaspoon salt. We're going to add 1½ teaspoon of baking powder. You want to make sure it's fresh. A 1/2 teaspoon of baking soda. And that's just all my dry ingredients. I'm just going to mix that really well. And of course, I'm going to set this aside because now I'm going to get started on my apples, which I should have done earlier. Normally, that's the first thing I do, but not today. I have all this flour on me, so pardon me. Pardon my dusting. I probably should not have worn a shirt. So, now I have 3 Fuji apples. You can actually use whatever apples you like. But because I'm getting a lot of the savory from the cheddar cheese, and I'm using a sharp cheese, I wanted to use a sweeter apple. I'm just going to peel it. I think we need about 1¼ cup, 1½ cup, diced. If you want to garnish the top off with it, then take a few apple slices and lay on top. But I like to garnish mine with cheese. Now, how many of us out there when we were growing up didn't have one of these? Oh yeah. A knife was my paring partner. Now I get nervous when I can't find it. I misplace it. They don't have to be really uniform. And I do want a smaller dice. And now on to the cheese. I want to grate some cheese here. You'll need 1 cup of cheddar cheese grated. We're going to use 3/4 cup of cheddar actually inside the batter. And then we'll finish it off about with roughly 1/4 cup of cheddar cheese. I'm not the best grater. And I'm roughly eyeballing that. I think that's about 1 cup. One thing about cheese, when you're grating, you can't resist tasting it, right? Into this bowl, I'm going to add the sugars. It's going to be 1 cup of sugar. I'm using, of course, half white and half brown. Now it's up to you whether you want to use light or dark. So now it's time to spice this bowl up. And I'm going to add 1 teaspoon of cinnamon. And I'm just going to add just a pinch of cayenne. Now my recommendation for you who would like a little spice, you can increase that to 1/4 of a teaspoon. But I just used a little pinch. So I'm going to add a stick of melted butter or softened butter. I do a teaspoon of vanilla. 2 eggs. Incorporate it pretty good. You want to make sure that that egg is mixed good. Usually I whip it up beforehand so I don't have to worry about all that mixing. Oh, it's one thing I forgot. I like to take the cheese, just mix it in with the flour. Remember, you're going to keep some just for the top. And just mix it up so it won't be clumpy. The cheese won't clump up in your bread. It'll be nice and coated and mixed throughout. I'm making a mess. Now I'm going to use a baking spray, but you can grease and flour your pan. And I'm just going to slowly incorporate the flour into this mixture. Whoops, you know what I forgot? Oh, I can do both. So I'm going to add some flour here. And of course I have a cup of milk. So I'll just, since I've already added my flour, just mix it in. Now, like most loaf breads, you don't have to mix this really smooth, as long as everything's incorporated. I'm just going to hold on just a little bit of the milk to see how my batter is looking. It really is a thick batter, so don't be afraid. All right, I'm going to use it all. As you can see, it's a really thick batter. Now we're going to add the good stuff. I'm going to add the apples. And we're going to add about a half cup of whatever nut you want. Now the nuts are optional. This is really a great combination. So as you see, this is going to be a really thick batter. And I just want to make sure those apples are incorporated throughout. If you can see me, I'm just going to start pouring this in. Try to get everything out. I want every piece of cheese I grated in here. I really do. Let's see if we can get you in. Now the oven is set to 350, preheated, and I'm just going to sprinkle this cheese on top. Now we're not trying to make this into baked macaroni and cheese, so just a little will do. And we're going to put it in the oven. Depending on your pan, it can take anywhere from 45 to 55 minutes. Excuse the mess. It is snowing on me. It is snowing on me this morning. Anyway, this is a great bread with your coffee or with your evening tea. It's tasty on its own or with softened butter, jam, marmalade, whatever you like. I hope you try it out for yourself. Thanks for watching. And when you get a chance, please subscribe and like. Leave me a comment. Let me know if you've tried this recipe.